Borough, Pottstown. I'm honored to be here to stand flat-footed on a name that became powerful in my life as a friend. I was sharing with someone, I've been here 28 years now, and didn't come to stay, but I've been here 28 years. And in so doing, when I first arrived here, I met a young man who was energetic. He had the same goals that I had. I grew up there at the Mason-Dixon line, and he grew up in the South, and we saw some things that needed to change. I had started my work in trying to do social justice, not only social justice, but also work on human rights. There were some inequalities as far as housing, job discrimination, and there was some subtle discrimination in our community. Around 1988, I used to host the Martin Luther King celebrations at the church I was in at. And we would not leave without having a mission. We would have hundreds of people there. And we believed that we needed to go into the community to do something. So it was at that time that we would rally about 500 people. And we would march through the community. And I know one time we went to, it was Penn's, what was it? Penn Village? Yeah, Penn Village. And we marched. It was Pastor Paul Anderson from Seventh-day Adventist Church, Brother Newstell Marable, Pastor Atkins, Martin Atkins from Emmanuel Lutheran, and myself, and we had about 300 people marching through there for the eradication of drugs, substance abuse. We had cars and so forth. But then, as things progressed, and we were trying to do things to salute Dr. Martin Luther King, we noticed that there were several school districts that they refused to close. So we got together one day after Martin Luther King celebration, and we went over to the Huntsgrove School District, and I think it was Dr. Coleman was superintendent at that time. So we come in there about 300 strong, right during the time of school. We demanded to be with the superintendent, and so someone said, we all sit in the auditorium, he'll be out. We refused. We stood in the hall till we were able to get in his office, about 3 of us. And this person started off like he started off every committee of the whole for the last 25 years that I know. Hello, I'm Newstell Marable. I'm president of the NAACP. And he started off like that. And we forced them to close the school. That school has been closed ever since. Then one night, we got the nerve to go to Pottstown School District. Well, that was like the 3 workers in Mississippi. It was a snowy night, and we were the only people of color in there. And the Klan were very active during that season. And we made our point. And today, I was happy to say that this year, I was able to go to Gilbertsville and be a part of the Martin Luther King celebration. And they brought the youth from the Pottstown School District, and they performed with the Pine Forge Academy Choir. Wonderful. We were able to do that. So I stand knowing what he stood for. He stood for people of color. And don't get offended, because white is a color too. And we have to understand when you say that he stood for people, he stood for humanity. And I know one of his fights in this hall is silent today because of his absence. And he would stand here and fight with you because his precedence was to make Arm & Hammer Boulevard Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. So he's not here. But he had a business. He was a great entrepreneur, and he was on Cross Street for many years. He was a taxpayer, and he contributed to our community. He fought for many on their jobs. He went for fair housing. No matter who you were, no matter what your color were, your race, even your political view, he fought for them. So I'm here with a suggestion to this borough council. I wish that you would consider the street in which his property was on and that he was there for so many years, Cross Street. It was so large. Perhaps you would be honored enough to rename that the Newstell Marable Road, Street, or whatever you want to, in the honor of a great man who touched a lot of lives in our community. And so with that, I say I am extremely happy to be alive, to be able to talk about one who I found as a friend, the one who took life serious, all walks of life. So thank you for your time, and thanks for listening.
Thank you.